It's time to spark your creativity so you can share your love. And it's that time of the year where we focus on mothers and everything they do for us. So today's card is a Mother's Day card. And I used some of the designer series paper that has the resist already on it. And my Circle Framelits, of course. List of supplies is below if you're on my blog. There's a link for my blog if you're on my YouTube channel. And my white card will flash by as I head to the craft table. I'll see you there. So my mother-in-law said that her two favorite colors were green and orange. And this was the only card that I got the green and orange on. I like the way it looks. I don't know if I really like having the dark green, the mossy meadows on this. So we're going to do it again, but we're going to do it with green and purple. And it's going to be Lucky, Limeade, and Wisteria Wonder. There they are. And of course, we're going to be using the Circle Framelits, so. All right. Got my pieces parts here. I'm going to go ahead and here's the paper. It was the free DSP when you ordered so much during Sale-A-Bration. I will make sure and put the name of the DSP in my blog post because at the moment my brain is totally going blank. Anyway, we're going to color it with the Lucky Limeade. And the easiest way to do that is just to grab the ink, open it up nicely, and spread it on. All right, so I got it all inked up, and I'm going to take and rub the ink. Now I want to set this aside and let it dry before I run it through and cut my circle out. Here's my card. The base, of course, is cut the usual. The 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I am going to use the Versamark and my flowers from Bloom with Hope, which is a Hostess gift. Now, the new catalog is going to be coming out in the next month. I think it comes out in June. So there's going to be new Hostess gifts. But it is really fun. Host a party, have a bunch of friends come over, and you make up a bunch of stuff. And then when they order stuff, you get free stamps or discounted stuff. So this was a Hostess gift. And it came with 2 different ones. And these are some of the flowers on it. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to do the Versamark. And I've got my white embossing powder. And my new embossing gun. Down a scratch piece paper. Embossing powder. There we go. One thing I did forget to do was use my embossing buddy. But it looks like it turned out okay. And this is my embossing gun. Looks like a blow dryer that's been shrunk, but it works great. Noise. So now I've got the tone on tone with the white. Hopefully you can see it. It's kind of hard to tell. But the flower is there, and I put it with white embossing powder. And I'll show you why. I'm going to take the Stampin Write Markers in the colors that I wanted to do the card in. So I've got the Wisteria Wonder and the Lucky Limeade, and I'm just going to use the brush point And I'm going to color in the flower and the stems. And what I like about that technique is the fact that I can color over the embossing powder, but the color doesn't stay. It actually just goes away from the embossed stuff after you've melted the powder. And so you end up with a pretty watercolor-like or stained glass, whatever. It's a really cool effect. And I had fun doing that one with the pumpkin pie. All right, now that that's done, I'm going to use my Wisteria Wonder and the Happy Mother's Day I got from the paper pumpkin from last year. And so I decided I'd use it again this year. It was a good stamp. And I have a piece of white, Whisper White, and I'm just going to stamp it right in the middle. All right. Now the other thing I got recently was the tag topper punch. And this area right in here is 2 inches across. And I forgot. So it's 2 inches to fit it right into that little slot there. So I'm going to cut this down to 2 inches wide. And then slide it in there. And if you turn it upside down, you can see if any of your stamp part is getting in there. And mine was a little bit, so I'm going to slide it back a little ways and then punch. So there we go. This got 2 3/4 inches. By 2 1/8. Carefully slide it in there. And punch. And then I can layer these two like so. And attach them to each other with the snail. All right, now comes the fun part. I do my best to try and do all my big shot stuff before I get on camera, but I wanted to color the designer series paper before I did the big shot, and so I'm doing it after. All right, so there we go. So this one is the 4th plain circle in. So don't count your scallop circle. Go 4 in from the largest. And kind of move it down a little bit because I want it towards the bottom. Kind of centered. So I got cutting plate, designer series paper, framelit, and then another cutting plate. And my magnetic platform. There we go. See, it won't fall off. All right. Let's finish this card, shall we? do some snail. Line it up like so. There we go. And then use some dimensionals on the little tag. There we go. And so we have Happy Mother's Day and Lucky Limeade and Wisteria Wonder. And this one was Pumpkin Pie and Mossy Meadows. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please remember to hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you for the next project. Bye!